So in this video I'm going to show you guys how you could take the Williams team and make them compete with everybody else. As you can see, I got one of my drivers. He's currently in second place. This is the second season and I got a driver in second place. All the settings as far as pace, fuel, and ERS is set at the medium level. Let's go ahead and fast forward this. I'm showing you, I'm going to restart the season. After this race, I'm going to let you see how I got the Williams team to be this good in just the second season. And I'm not using any expensive drivers, I'm using rookies. I mean, they do rookie things at times, like that, as you just seen them just spin out, but I'm going to go ahead and start this over. That way you can see, how I got my Williams team from last to competing for #1 spot in just the second season.
Formula One, a sport that spans hearts, minds and nations, where the 20 best drivers in the world come together to take on some of the world's most historic circuits. And that legacy continues today. The 2021 championship was thrilling from start to finish, and 2022 is set to be even better. New regulations will usher in an age of pioneering changes. New driving talent alongside returning champions will be dueling it out to the bitter end. The pressure will be on the team principals in the upcoming season as they manage their drivers, their cars, and the whole team to push to victory. This is not a challenge for the faint-hearted. This is Formula One.
Alright, so starting off the new season, I'm going to go right over to Williams.
To F1 in 20. Williams is a legendary name in F1, winning 9 constructors.
I'm going to shut off guidance because I don't need that. Not even going to bother messing with the names. Just going to start the next season. Now what I learned in this game is right off the bat, what the most important thing about this is, you go to facility, you want to do car development. The design century is an important thing in this game. Before you even start messing with these other ones, you want to do the design century first, because you want to get your project capacity up to at least 3, and you want engineering capacity to be at 15. What that's going to do is going to let you work on at least 3 parts at one time, because it's time sensitive as far as the season goes. So we're going to upgrade that. See how it jumps it from 2 to 3. Now the next grade after this is going to jump grade the 10 from 15. So we're going to wait on that. We got $8 million left. So we're going to go over to car parts. Well, yeah, car parts development. Now what I want to show you guys is, you go to new product, you go to design. Going into next season, the minute research is available, start doing your research. Don't waste time designing. Start focusing on the car for next season, because your expectations for the Williams team in the beginning is so low that as long as you finish the race, they're going to be clapping excited for you. So I'm going to show you something real quick. If you go to chassis and you look to the right, you're going to see top speed. It's at 373.08. You want to get that. By the time we get to the second season, you want to have that at 375. That way you're competing with everybody else. Go to chassis. See how chassis is only going to bump it up 0.02. Front wing's only going to bump it up 0.01. We're going to go to rear wing. Rear wing actually jumps it up 5 points. So we're going to keep that one in mind. Side pods only jumps it up 3, so that's not bad. Underfloor 19. So underfloor is going to be huge when it comes to building up speed to compete with everybody else. Let's go to suspension. Suspension is only 2 points. So right off the bat, what we're going to do is we're going to start doing an underfloor. And since we can only design 2 parts at one time, we're going to split the time in half. Where it says 6.3, we're going to have the underfloor do it at 3.3. And it's at 84, so we'll put it at 42. 42. And you see how it says drag reduction. That's important right there too, because when you come down to your team, you're going to pick guys that have high attributes, and we're going to put the attribute points towards drag reduction to get the underfloor faster. Alright, so we're going to go to focus. Now, as long as they let you max these out on everything, max them all out. Max them all out. Trust me, it pays off. We're going to develop this. We got 10 engineers. We want to do 5 and 5 because we're going to do 2 parts. You don't want to do normal. You don't want to do rushed. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't advise it. Do it intense. That way you get the expertise points. So next season, when you start developing more parts, you get an added bonus because you guys took the time to do it right. So out of the $8 million we have, we're going to spend $4 million creating that underfloor. We're going to design another part. This is how I told you we're going to split in half because it lets us only work on 2 at a time. Since rear wing was the second on the list as far as building up that top speed, we're going to go ahead and put everything on this. So this one's at 15. So when we get both parts back, it's going to jump it up. But like I said, keep in mind, no matter what we do right now as far as building the parts, it's not, we're still going to be in last place with this because we're way too slow to even compete with everybody else. So max all these out. Do 5 engineers. We're going to go to intense. We're going to pay the $3 million. Boom. Now what we're going to do is we got 2 scouts. We want to go over to staff. On staff, you go on the scout key staff members. You want your chief technical guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to overall. We're going to get it to where it rates the highest to the lowest. So now look over to your right. You're going to see negotiation attitude. He says he's not interested. So we're going to go down one at a time until we find somebody that's interested. Here we go. Somebody's interested, and he's the 3rd best guy. We're going to do detailed scout for 30 days. That way it comes back with what he's expecting as far as pay, so we know what to pay him. We're going to do the detailed scout. So most likely he's going to be our technical chief. So we're going to go over to head of aerodynamics. Same thing. It's already set at high to low. We're going to scroll down. We're going to try and find one that's interested. Here we go. This is the first one that's interested, is right here. We're going to do a detailed scout. That way when he comes back with some numbers, we can just offer him a contract. Now we're not going to worry about race engineers right now, because after we hire the technical chief and the head of aerodynamics, we're going to start looking into drivers. And when we have the opportunity to scout some drivers, what I'm going to do is actually the opposite. I'm going to go by age, because I want the guys to be young and I want them to have high potential. That way they can last longer on my team. I can pay them the least amount I can, and we're just trading them. Like as you saw in that last video, I was taking this driver. I actually had him. I actually had this driver and he was top 5. So this right here is all you're going to need. You're going to need him. Maybe not Jack, because his aggression is high. When their aggression is high, they do a lot of dumb stuff to wreck the cars. So let's go ahead and let's set the target so we can race. And let's see. We're going to skip ahead. We're going to go right into the race. Alright, so we got a season kickoff party. We're going to approve the party request. Continue. Okay, preparation's done. I'm gonna let you guys see this right quick. Now, remember from the beginning video that you saw,
Welcome to the archipelago.
my guys were up there as far as like top 10 drivers. When it comes to practice and when it comes to qualifying, I don't do any of that stuff. I just simulate to the end, because based off of my team that I hire, they're gonna take care of all that for me. If I don't have good people in those positions, it's not gonna.
Welcome back.
Me trying to take the time to tweak little things here and there is not gonna make a difference. Because look what I'll show you. Like the best team, the Ferrari team, he's running 1 minute 33 seconds. Now if I scroll down to us, we're down here at 1 minute 37, 1 minute 36. So we're 3 seconds off the pace because our car is slow as hell. So that's what I'm saying. Don't worry about trying to like stress out and get your team, because even like a top 10 guy, the top 10 guy is 1 minute 35 seconds. We're still at least 2 seconds off that pace. 1 second, 2 seconds off that pace. So we're just going to focus on building the car for next season. So simulate through qualifying, simulate right through. Don't even waste your time with that. Continue. Our car's slow as hell right now, so don't even worry about nothing. I usually do medium compound because if I do soft, I'm pitting way too early. Do medium. We're going to check the strategy, see if there's any rain. Nope, no rain. We're going to do start race.
We have clear. And this is it. The Bahrain Grand Prix.
So what I do when I start the race,
and away we go.
I change to see what tires everybody has so I can try and figure out when everybody's pitting. I go down to the driver, click on the driver, hit don't fight with teammate, because if you don't do that, these fools will smash into each other. It's like crazy. So you do that, everything's set. I won't change the pace, not changing the fuel, not changing the ERS. The car's too slow. It's not going to make a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to the end. Alright, so we just have 3 laps remaining. So yeah, you're just riding it out. You're just riding yourself through the season so you can get to next season. But as long as you invest in the right equipment, you'll be able to have a kick-ass season next season.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
Like these guys, like watch, you'll see. Like even though we came in last place, everybody's all happy and clapping. All season it's gonna be like this.
This was a mixed performance from Williams today.
See? They're happy just to finish. Even though you're in dead last, they're just happy to finish. So with that being said, don't worry about building parts to win this season, because it's not going to happen. The facilities ain't good enough for it to happen. We're not even going to have these drivers. Like, and look how low their totals are for racing. Like, that's why you want some young guys in here, because the young guys will make double what they make just for coming in last. And if they come in the top 10, it's like just under 2,000 points is what they get. So we're going to check our mail. Suspension got manufactured. Let's see. Race, we got to do the targets. You got to do this before every race. Cars, we're going to check and see how the powertrain is on each car. Everything's in good shape. Drivers, no attribute points. Staff, no attribute points. Facility, we don't really have much to do anything, but I want the scouting department to be leveled up, so I'm not waiting on the 2 scouts to finish. I want to upgrade this to 3. That way I can like get my team. I mean, I already know what team I want to go with. It's just I have to scout them, because I got to figure out what the dollar amount is that they need. Okay, we're just still waiting on waiting on those parts to be finished, but it's not gonna make a difference. Yeah, we're just gonna skip ahead into the next race weekend.
Formula One is back.
Same thing as last race. We're just gonna leave all the settings, simulate to qualify.
Welcome back.
Skip right through everything. Don't even worry about it. The car's too slow. It's not gonna make a difference this season. Skip past qualify, hit OK. Skip through all this stuff.
Race day has arrived.
Not worrying about any of that. I'm gonna go right into the race. We're gonna check and see if it's gonna rain. Nope, not gonna rain. We're gonna switch the compound to mediums on both drivers. Let's see anything else. Nope, start the race.
The drivers are like.
Skip
We're now
through.
moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Make it to where these guys don't run into each other. Okay. Okay, and then skip ahead. Okay, we're at the end. There's only just a couple laps left. Holding strong at the bottom. But it's okay though. It's okay. Like I said at the beginning of this video, when you saw what I was doing second season, this method right here is, I mean, it's perfect for the Williams.
Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
Like if you start off with any of the other teams, then yeah, you're gonna have to focus more on qualifying, practice, because everybody pretty much has maxed out equipment. So it's going to come down to how much you can configure. But for right now, since we're so slow, all we care about is getting our top speed up. Once we get our top speed up and we're up there with them, then we can focus on qualifying and practice. Let's check our inbox. What we got going on? Nothing. These targets. Do that one. Cars. Check car 1 powertrain is good. Car 2 powertrain is good. Drivers, nobody has any skill points. Staff, nobody has any skill points. Facilities, we got 7 million. You don't really want to spend anything just yet, because I'll show you when this design century gets finished. It's going to be finished in 63 days. That's a long time from now. But you want to be able to have enough money to where the minute this ends, you could jump right in it. Very easily after the next race, I should be able to buy one of these two, which I might, but I'm leaning towards not. I don't know yet. I'll decide when I get to that point. Alright, so we're going to skip ahead. Alright, so as far as I know, the scouting is done. So we'll go into the first guy. Go to propose contract, because I already know we want him. We're going to do 5 seasons because that locks us in at this salary. If we do 1 season every year, he could ask for more money, and we don't really want to deal with that. So we're just going to leave the numbers where they're at, because that's where the scouting came from. Look at the upgrade. We go from 71 to 80. See if he accepts it. Cool, he likes it. So we're going to hire him. We're going to pay the $5 million and hire him. Cool, he's on our team. Now, we are going to the other email to see about the other guy. Here we go. You propose contract. Now this is interesting too, because when it comes down to hiring staff, even though you don't have enough money, well, I got enough money. Well, maybe you have enough money, but Alright, you can see how he's an upgrade from 74 to 80, so it's a better guy. But what I was saying is, if you don't have the money for staff, they let you go ahead and offer the contract even if you don't have the money. But when it comes to car parts, they won't let you. You gotta have enough for the car parts. Cool, so he's on the team now. What I'm gonna show you is, you go over to staffing. So you see how he's 80, he's 80. I'm not gonna worry about these two race engineers just yet because we don't have our drivers yet. So now that we freed up the scouts, we're gonna go into the drivers, do by age. I already know about this Theo guy because I've used him almost every season. So I'm gonna click on him. It shows that he's interested. So we're gonna do a detailed scout so we see what the numbers look like. And then we're gonna scroll down. I want to have a guy that's in the 70s. I did Jack one time. Jack was cool, but his aggression is too high, so he wrecks a lot. Keep going down. Frederick. I think I had Frederick. He wasn't that bad. He was cool. Let me see who else is there. Logan. Yeah, Logan is the other guy. Logan was cool. Because he had high potential and low aggression, which is fine because you need them to be patient. That way they ain't doing stupid stuff out there. So we're going to scout those two. I think we are good. Well, alright. Yeah, we're good for right now. Just go ahead and skip to the race weekend. Preparation's good.
Welcome to Melbourne for a week.
I'm going to skip through that. Let's see. We're going to skip practice. That's good.
Here we are, back.
Skip through all that stuff. Skip ahead. Skip ahead. Simulate through qualifying. You don't have to worry about that. We're going to skip ahead.
Welcome to race day.
We're going to change the compound to mediums. Continue. Check and see if there's any rain. No rain. We're good.
As the sun
Let's go ahead and start this
brace
race.
yourselves for the Australian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we
Same
go.
thing as always. Gonna make sure these guys don't hit each other. And just skip ahead. Alright, cool. Finish this race. Once again, last place, but it's all good. Like I said, we're running way too slow for it. Like, our top speed is way too slow, so like I said, don't even sweat it about it this season. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. See, they're all clapping. No points, last place. I think they're just clapping because we finished. But keep looking at the experience gains totals, because when we get those new guys in here, watch how much more they gain. It's like double and triple that. Alright, so we got an emergency email about some voting. We're going to do A for low speed changes. Let's check. Set the targets. Check on the condition of the powertrain. That's good. Check car type 2 powertrain is good. Drivers. So Alex earned a development point. all I do is put them on to cornering. Until it gets to 90, 95 cornering, that's all I do is put it on cornering. Nobody there got anything. Pit crew. I want them to focus on tire changes. I want pit crew to focus on tire changing. We got 6 million in the bank. There's nothing really I want to do with that right now, so we'll just hold on to it. Scout's done in 14 days, and the design century is done in 49. Let's check on the cars. So the rear wing's done in 23 days, and the underfloor's done in 46. Gonna skip ahead. So we're at the next race. And we are going to just dive right in. Alright, so they voted in favor of the minor changes. Okay. So it's just on the low wing. Alright, cool. Start race weekend. Skip through all this. Skip through practice. Leave tires set up. Qualifying. Leave all that stuff. Because I'm not, like I said, the car's not up to standard where I need it to be. And I don't plan on keeping these drivers. The race engineers, I plan on swapping those out, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm just using these guys to finish races, make me a little money, because I'm going to have a completely different team in probably about a month or so. Let's go ahead and skip through qualifying. Didn't change any settings, left it.
The grid is packed.
The only time I change anything is going to be when I start the race, because these soft tires burn out too quick. I don't want to be in the pits that early. So I'm going to swap those. We are going to check the strategy, see if it's raining at the top. No rain. Let's go ahead and start this race.
It's bright. The crowd are on their feet in anticipation of this, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Okay. Same thing as always. Make sure these guys don't hit each other by making sure they don't fight with teammates. And we are going to skip ahead. So we're towards the end of this race. I'm trying to figure out if I want to skip completely ahead to more like the end of the year, or towards the end of the year, so I can show you guys how important it is for research and development. Let's see, maybe after this race I think it's open. I don't think so. I don't think it's open yet. Alright, scouting department is done. That gives me one extra scout. Check the mail. Alright, so what we're gonna do to get that extra scout, you gotta go over to staffing, go down to scout team, and then change the size. See the size up top? You're gonna change it to 3, pay the fee, and you got your third scout. Now we got 10 million in the bank. Let's go ahead and scout. Alright, first we got some skill points. So like I said, only on cornering. You don't have any, but look at that real quick. See at the bottom, growth potential, it's at average. That's why he's building it so low. Or he's not getting that much per race. You want that growth potential to be on high. The next guy, see his is average 2. That's why we don't want to keep those guys. This guy average 2. You don't want to keep him. Let's scout drivers. Let's go back over here to age. Let's see. A young guy in the 70s, F2. Actually, there was another guy down here that I'm curious about. Let's go ahead and check on this guy. Was it Frederick? No, there was another guy down here. It's further down. There's 75 Oscar. Let's check on Oscar. Let's see what he's like. Alright, Oscar's good. We're gonna scout him. So I am going to skip ahead until we get to the research and development part. Okay, so we're about to get into the car development part. On the car development part, you want to go over, because I think research and development is open. Oh, not yet. We gotta wait one more day. One more day. Oh, it starts now. Nope, still not yet. Gearbox is in poor shape. Let's get it set up for next race. We gotta do the targets. Yep, targets are good. Check out the car 1 powertrain. Look how bad that is. Alright, so we go to change, install, RS, change, install, gearbox, change, install. Alright, so car 1 is done. Let's check car 2. Car 2 needs a gearbox. I'm going to change that. Alright, so he has a development park. Like I said, cornering. Just only do cornering. I mean, you guys can try whatever you want, but I'm just saying, I played this game a bunch of times, and cornering is the only thing that I've seen instant results, other than smoothness. Smoothness, when it comes to tires, actually, you might want that too, because on the softs, you can get way longer on softs if your guy's good at smoothness. So, like I said, we want to go to cars, car part development, new project. Alright, so it won't let us do anything because we're still waiting on the rear wing to finish and the underfloor. So let's go ahead and skip ahead a couple of days. Alright, so rear wing is done. What we're going to do with rear wing, we're going to go over to the warehouse. Actually, hold on. Let's check our mail. Go into our mail. It says manufacture rear wing. We are going to keep it at normal because it's the cheapest, and we're going to do 6. We're going to set that to 6 because if you do rushed, it goes up to 9. If you do emergency, it's 3 million, and we don't need it right now because we're going to come in last place either way. Leave it at normal. Let's go ahead and submit that. Let's see. I'm going to go down the car parts because, you know, since our setup only lets us work on 2 projects at a time, so since we finished the rear wing, we can go over to research now. Now on research, remember when we checked rear wing and underfloor have the biggest gains when it comes to top speed. So we can't do underfloor right now because they're still working on the part. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to rear wing. You got your 6.3. We're going to split that in half because we can only do 2 parts. If you look to the right, you say next season's car is going to be at 373.29, and it's going to jump up to 34. That's without us even doing anything. That's just based off of the improvements we made to the shop. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to set this at 3.0 because I'm going to save 3.3 for the underfloor. We're going to set this at 42, cut it right in half, and look at the research benefit. It jumped up 5 points from 57 to 62. So we'll go ahead and research that. As far as focus goes, bump everything up. Like, bump everything up. Like, don't even, like, I tried playing with it and putting things at different things. It's not worth it. Just put everything up. And you see your research benefit, 7%. That's good. That's it came from doing between that and the car expertise as far as taking your time to do intense productivity on it. So we're going to use 5 engineers. We're going to hit OK. So that's in the works. Now, in 23 days when underfloor is done, we're going to do research and development on the underfloor. I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to bypass all the racing stuff. I'm going to skip ahead to when the underfloor is ready so you guys can see that. Okay, real quick, we didn't get the underfloor yet, but I just checked, and we got the information back on the 2 young drivers we scouted. So I'm going to let you see that. I'm going to look at Theo real quick. So we go to performance. See, Theo's growth potential is at high and his aggression is at low. That means he won't take any chances, but he'll learn fast. So we definitely want him. We're going to put Theo in probably in car number 1. So let's go ahead and propose a contract. Put him in car number 1. Even for a young kid, his points are 2 points lower overall than replacing Nicholas. But his growth potential is high, so he's going to end up passing him like in one season or even a half a season. But we're going to set the contract length of 5 seasons. That way we could take advantage of him making a little bit of money. We're going to do starting bonus 10 grand, race target bonus 10 grand. I'm going to set this to 3rd place. I don't want to piss him off too much because at the very right where it says patience is at very high. That means you could probably talk to him at least 5 times before he doesn't want to. Meaning that you could give him 5 contracts that he doesn't like before he says kick rocks, I'm not signing with you. So let's go ahead and submit that, see what he says. Okay, he likes everything but the threshold, but he's still willing to accept it. So we're going to go ahead and hire. By breaking the contract with Nicholas, we got to pay $300,000, which is fine because we got $12 million in the bank. So we're going to go ahead and hire him. He's welcome to the team. Let's go ahead and check on the other driver. I believe it was Logan. Yep, Logan, we're going to check and see his performance. See, same thing with Logan. Growth potential is high and his aggression is low. We definitely want that. We're going to go down to proposed contract. We're going to put him in car 2. 5 seasons. So we're going to set check on starting bonus, race target threshold. We're going to set this to 3rd. Let's see if he accepts it. He's way lower than Alexander, but these are the 2 guys that I had in the beginning of the video, letting you guys see that these guys, even though their overall's low, they still, as long as the car was good, these guys were still performing. Alright, so he declined it because he doesn't like the contract length and he doesn't like the threshold. So we're going to go back to negotiations. We're going to lower it by 1 season. We're going to add 2 more places on this to 5th. And see if he accepts it. If you look over to the right, his patience is high. That means we can, if he doesn't like this, we'll just try it again. Okay, he liked the season length. He accepted this. He took 5 out of the 6, so he's willing. Now to break the contract with Alexander is going to cost us $2 million. We don't care because we want this driver. So we're going to go ahead and pay that. Swap him out. Boom, got a guy. So now since we got our 2 drivers, what we are going to go do now is we're going to go to staff. We're going to go to scout key staff. We want race engineers. These are the guys that are going to be working with them. We don't care about age too much when it comes to this. We want high overalls. So we're going to go down one at a time. Look at negotiation attitude. Not interested, not interested, not interested. Not interested, not interested, not interested. Let's find one who is interested. Wow. Jeez. Okay, so this guy's at 72. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do this because the current crew that we have now is right here. Both of them are at 77, so it makes no difference to scout this guy that's low. So we're going to go ahead and squash this. We're just gonna, we still have to find a reserve driver. So we're gonna go to scout drivers. This guy can be super young. If he's F2 and at least 19 years old, we could run him. But 46, these guys are too low. You wanna try and hire somebody that's in the 70s, being young and in the 70s, because that way he can compete with the big boys. We're gonna take a look at Jack, and we're gonna take a look at Dennis. Do the 30 days. Let's see what feedback we get back from those. Now, keep in mind, this is for the reserve position because I'm pretty sure his contract expires in 8 months. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to when the underfloor is finished. That way you can see how much the top speed goes up by underfloor. Alright guys, so we just finished the race. And look, remember when we saw the growth potential experience gains on the last drivers with average growth? They were getting about 400 to 500 a race. Theo is getting 1100. He still finished it last, or close to last, and he still got 1100. Logan didn't do as well, but it's still higher than what the other drivers did. So we're gonna go ahead and rear wing is finished. We already have that on the car though. We are gonna go to, let's knock out the target. Check on the cars. Powertrain is good on car 1. Powertrain is good on car 2. Drivers. So development point is gonna go towards cornering. And I'm going to try and get cornering to 95 before I pick anything else. Go to staffing. Staffing is good. Facilities. We got 18 million in the bank. Let's see on the car development. So the design century is about to be done in 7 days. I was going to buy the wind tunnel, but since the design century is about to be done, I am going to invest in that. So after the next race, I should be able to. Let me go ahead and check the car development, see what's about to be done. Alright, so 4 days. The underfloor is going to be done in 4 days. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. Suspension is done. Let's skip ahead. Alright, so we got a scouting report done on Oscar. Let's see what he is. Alright, so his growth potential is high and his aggression is average. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and put, actually no, because I mean I don't need him. I don't need him, so you know what, since I just looked at his pace, his cornering is much higher than the guys that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and offer him a reserve contract. 5 seasons, starting bonus. See if he takes it. Wow, took it. And his to buy out this guy's next to nothing. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Sweet, that works for me. Let me see now. Did the Alright, so 2 days left till underfloor is done. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. Underfloor is done. Now I believe there's a race right away, but I mean we are not gonna get any type of speed from that part just because it's not based off of the current research and development standards that we're trying to create. So we are gonna go to the warehouse, go to underfloor, click on the part we just got. We're gonna do 6 at normal speed or normal time. I'm gonna confirm that. I'll wait on it. But now this is what I wanted to show you guys. When you go to car development, this is where you're gonna build towards the next season's team. We did the rear wing. We're supposed to gain a lot of top speed from that. Look when I go to front wing. Front wing based off of what we have. Front wing is gonna say 373.29. Now you go down here to underfloor. Look at that, 347. This is on research and development for next year. So we definitely want to invest in these two things, because in order for this car to be competitive, we need to get our top speed up to 375. And as you can see, we got a long way to go. So we're going to have everything up on focus. Focus on everything. Now we're going to go ahead and put 5 engineers on this. Hit confirm, put this in production. We're going to wait on that. So it's 81 days for that. The other one's 35, which is totally fine. Totally fine. It's for next season anyway. Alright, so we go over to facility. So 3 days, so it's probably going to be after the race we're able to put on the next one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and skip ahead after this race so I can show you what I'm about to do after this next coming race. Alright, just finished the race.
That's the flag.
We didn't do so hot. I mean, our car's slow, so we're not gonna do so hot right away. Won't be till next season. Let's let these guys just gain some experience. So we want them to do. We want to gain experience. We want to stockpile some money. Design Century's done. Okay, so see now project capacity went from 2 to 3. Perfect. Perfect. Check on the cars. Powertrain good on car 1. Powertrain good on car 2. Drivers. Logan got a skill point. Only doing cornering. See, look at Oscar. We picked him up. His cornering's at 83 and 85. His reaction's at 74. This driver is going to be pretty solid out there on the track. The only thing that's bad is the fact that this fool can't defend. His overtaking isn't there, and his adaptability is for when it rains. But everything else, this fool would be a solid driver. Now, if we look at Theo, he needs some work as far as reaction time. Cornering is not that bad. Look at Logan. His cornering's horrible. It almost feels like the better driver is Oscar, but I got him sitting on the... It's just he's too aggressive for me to put him on there. I'm not really trying to wreck equipment right now. So we go our technical chief. Underfloor. We saw how valuable underfloor was when it comes to top speed, so we want our engineer to be really good at that. So I'm going to try and get that up to 95. Facility. We just saw that Design Century is done. So we're going to be able to work on 3 projects. The only problem is when it comes to engineering, we can only do 2 on one car, 2 on one part, 2 on another part, and then 4 on the other. Or we could do 3, 3, and 4. Yeah, 3, 3, and 4 is what we do to come up with 10 on the engineering. But if we upgrade it, pay the 18 million, we'll be able to do 5, 5, and 5, which will make a huge difference. And look how long it takes, 105 days. This one, if we upgrade that, 63, so that can wait. We upgrade that, that's 48. So we're going to do the Design Century, because once we get to number 4, we're good. We won't have to upgrade that until like season 3 or 4, probably season 3. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade that. And then when we get some more cash, we're going to do Wind Tunnel, because if you look to the right, that drag reduction is going to affect your top speed. You look on CFD Simulator has drag reduction. So between the both of these, upgrading both of these is gonna make our car really fast, really quickly. So that's our main focus right now. Let me check on car development. It's still gonna be a while before we finish research on those. So like I said before, I'm gonna skip ahead until everything else is done. Okay, so the race ended. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I'm over here on Design Century, still getting worked on. We have an option of doing for $10 million the wind tunnel or the CFD simulator, but since the CFD simulator is only 48 days, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna jump on this wind tunnel. So we're gonna upgrade the wind tunnel, and it leaves us with damn near no money. And like I said, we've been coming in last place. The board, super patient, board confidence medium, were below the standards, the targets. Everybody's still happy, clapping. So just for the purpose of this season, just do what you can to focus on next season. Alright, so we're gonna skip this ahead. Okay guys, we finished the race. Simulated up a little bit. I got enough cash, so I'm gonna upgrade the CS simulator. Let's get that one going. We got 6 million left. Can we do this one? Nope, can't do that one yet. Alright, so I'll skip ahead. Okay, so we finished testing something. I forget what it was. But we're going to move on to the research of the rear wing. I told you guys to focus on that top speed. Now, if I back out, underfloor is still going on. Rear wing has a lot towards top speed, so we're going to try and get that up. We're going to cut this in half. We're going to do 3.0 because when the underfloor is finished, we're going to go ahead and do that one. Let's see, we're going to bump this half, so it's going to be at 42. 42, we're going to hit research. We're going to bump all these all the way up. And look at that top speed. It's creeping up. It's creeping up. That's what we want. We want our car to be just as fast as everybody else so we can keep up with them in a race. Now, I've tried doing other stuff in the past, and trust me, I mean, I was getting frustrated spending all this money leveling up stuff, and it was still at the back of the pack. But the only thing that I found is doing underfloor and rear wing to get that top speed up as fast as possible. And man, we were, like I said, by first race of the second season, we were good. Alright, I'm going to skip ahead again. Alright, so we skipped ahead. We got enough cash to go ahead and get the wind tunnel going. They only want 12 million for this. We got 17 million saved up from all the races we've been doing. We can go ahead and submit that. Because what's going to happen is, since we're going off of top speed, or we want top speed to be high, wind tunnel and CFD simulator, when you look over to drag reduction, that has a big play on your speed. Now when you come down and look at suspension, it's only doing brake cooling. And as far as engine, chassis, side pods, that's you can wait on this stuff because they're not even give you that much, like 2%. Yeah, no, you just wait on that. So just focus on these two. Like I said, I'll show you. Like probably worst case scenario, when this season's about to be over, we'll probably have at least one more on car part test, but that's probably it. Let's go ahead and check on our drivers. Everybody's good. The cars are good. Alright, so we got 1 day left on the floor. Let me see if we could skip ahead. Okay, underfloor's done. That's perfect, because now I'm able to show you. You go back in the car part development, do new project. You're going to research it again. And when you research it again, click on underfloor. And you see your top speed over there. Click on it and look at that, it's boosting up even some more. So just keep researching underfloor and rear wing. I know when I first did this, I only did it once, and I did other parts, and I was like, why am I still losing? Keep sticking with underfloor and rear wing until you get this thing competing with everybody else. So look at that. Speed's jumping up 13 points. We're going to be just shy of 374 by the end of this season. So we're going to go ahead, bump up all the focus. Look at that. Friggin' top speed is going up even higher. Now it's going to drop a little bit when we add some more downforce to this, because we don't want this car to be flying off the track all the time. So that's still not bad, but still good. We're going to put 5 engineers on it. Hit confirm. Boom. That's good. And as far as I know, we're going to simulate ahead some more races. Yep, we're going to simulate ahead some more races and get a little bit more money going in so we can make some more changes heading into second season. What else happened? Inbox. Chassis low stock, so what we're going to do is manufacture a new part. When we go to chassis, we only got 2. Leave it on normal, that way it's at the cheapest price. I'm going to bump this to 6. I'm going to pay the $450,000, and we're going to let that get made. 7 days of the race. I'll let you see where we're at as far as races go. We are on the 14th race out of 22. It may have seemed like we're further ahead than we are, but not. We're only just over halfway. So I'm telling you, by the end of the season, this car is going to be super competitive with everybody else. So just let me go ahead and skip ahead. Alright, so we simulated ahead. We got a little bit of cash saved up. We're going to go ahead and invest it in upgrading the CFD simulator. I'm going to go ahead and get that going. Now see, look, we're going to have both the wind tunnel and the CFD simulator leveled up to level 3 entering the second season. So that means any parts we design from here on out are going to be leveled to this spec. But I'm going to try, if we get a little bit more money, to get this car part test simulator going. But also what I've neglected to do was to get the team hub going and the race simulator going to get our drivers more speed so they could level up a little faster. When it comes down to the operation facilities, really don't have to worry about these just yet, because I mean, we already have our staff in place. We don't, in the boardroom, they really don't care about us finishing last right now, so we're going to save all that for next season. But I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. Alright, checking back in with you guys. The design century is finished. Engineer capacity has been bumped up from 10 to 15. So now when we have some parts being developed, instead of us doing 5 and 5 on just the 2, we could do 5 and 5 on 3. Let's go ahead and check targets on the race. That's taken care of. Check out the car's drivetrain. Alright, he needs a new engine. We ran out. So you got one or two options. You could roll with one of these until they break, or just go ahead and take an L, penalty warning, and get yourself a new one. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that, because I mean, we're coming in last place every race, so it's all good, and we got money to spare, so we're fine. Those parts development, see what's in the works. We only got a research floor and a chassis, so we're gonna go to new projects. We're gonna research. Underfloor is being taken care of. We're gonna click on the rear wing. We're gonna see how much we can get that speed bumped up by doing. We're gonna go 3.0, because we're gonna save 3.3 for the underfloor to research that one again. I'm gonna put this at 42 because it's gonna be half for the 84 hours that we have. And you glance over to the right, and it's bumping up the speed just a tad to 373.75. It's good. Like I said, we want to be at 375 miles per hour top speed, or kilometers per hour top speed. That way we can keep up with everybody else. Let's go ahead and research this, put the focus all the way up. Now the kilometers per hour are gonna go up even higher with us doing this. That's good. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna put 5 engineers on this. Go ahead and confirm that, so that's good. So we got the underfloor that's gonna be taken care of in 49 days, and we have the rear wing in 58. Let's go down. We are going to check on our drivers. Alright, so like I said, every time we get a skill point, we're only going corner. We're not doing nothing else right now. This guy got a skill point too. He's going to be on cornering too. Let's go to staff, see what the staff's looking at. Staff's fine. Facility, check on that. We only have 4 mil in the bank. Our design century is at 4. If we try and upgrade this again, it's 32. We don't need all that, even though it's a nice touch to have 4 and 20, but we don't need that right now. When the wind tunnel gets finished, we could possibly bump that up, but I think I'm probably going to do the car part test. But this is the thing though. I'll show you guys something real quick. You come over to the home screen, and we got, I want to say we got 5 races left. So you don't really want to spend too much money, because the money we have left over is going to carry over to next year, and we need about 15 million to research some parts, produce some parts, and put them on the car. So we want to make sure we hit 15 million by the time this season's up. That way we can start, because the off season is pretty long, and the time it takes, you should have about 3 parts done before the start of the first race of the new season. And I'm telling you, watch, when we hit that, you're gonna see like all of this, like not caring about practice, not caring about qualifying. We're just skipping through all of that. I mean, in case you missed it the first time, I'll let you see it when I start this one. Go through the mail. Skip through the intros. Practice, we're not going to do it. We're going to leave all the settings where it's at. We're going to skip right all this. There's only a penalty warning because we added that extra engine part that we weren't approved of. Skip through the practice.
Hello, and thank you for joining.
Okay, we're going to skip right through qualifying. There he got his penalty. Skip right through the qualifying. Now we're going to head into the race. Not worrying about, well, I changed the compound to mediums, always do that. Leave all the settings the same. Skip right into the race.
Clear skies tonight. We're just moments
And I'm going to
away
skip ahead
from the
because,
Singapore
like I
Grand
said,
Prix.
even though we're making parts, they're not really going
And it's
towards the
lights
car
out,
this season.
and
It's more
away we
focused
go.
on next season. So we could keep coming in last pace, the board, because the expectations for the season is so low that it really doesn't matter. And I always
McLaren
click
gain
on
the
don't
position.
fight with teammate, because these fools do smash into each other. Alright, and I'll skip ahead for you guys. Alright, so I moved ahead. I want you guys to see this right quick. The current car performance right now, we are ranked at the bottom of the pack. 19th and everything, and I'm pretty sure our other driver is ranked at 20th. So keep those numbers in mind for when we finish this season, because 19th and everything, high speeds at 17, that's our best one. But yeah, keep those numbers in mind. I'm gonna fast forward ahead a little bit. Hold on, let me check a few things first. We got 4 races to go. Four or 5 races to go, something like that. Check the powertrain of the cars. This car is all jacked up. We're gonna swap out. See, it needs an engine. Pay the $1 million to get an extra one. Install that bad boy. Go down to gearbox. Do we have any more? Nope. So we're gonna pay $1 million to get that one in. Install that. Okay, that's car number 2. That's done. Check on the drivers. 1 skill point. We're gonna do cornering only. Skip ahead. Check on the staff. Staff is good. Facilities. Actually, go back to staff. Let me check engineering team. Engineering team. See, when we bumped it up, we got to switch this to 15. So we got to pay the fee, change it to 15. That way we have some extra guys to work on cars. All right, that's taken care of. Scout team still has just a 3. Pit crew. What are we looking at? Tire changes at 83. We're gonna let that roll just a little bit longer before we switch it to something else. Go to facilities. We have 10 mil in the bank. Design Century season 1. It's on level 4. Wind tunnel still going. CDF simulator still going. I'm gonna do. Let's try and upgrade this. We got a little bit of cash. I mean, we still got plenty of races to save up, but let's go ahead and put that in motion. The board confidence, let's see how they're feeling. Medium confidence, still satisfied. Like that's what I'm saying. Don't worry about fixing up the car for this season. This season is pretty much a lost cause. We're just trying to make money, develop our young drivers, and research parts for the next year's car. So let's go ahead and skip ahead. Chassis complete. I'm going to skip ahead some more. Let me double check. I think we can develop another car part. Let me see if we can. Nope, we want to go to research. But let us research, because rear wing and underfloor were done. Let me see. Okay, there's only 1 point on chassis. Side pod. 2 points on side pod suspension. 3 points on suspension. But we'll use it for the front wing. Nothing like having a little bit of extra downforce when we make these turns. So let's go ahead and research that. Like I said before, make sure all focus is up on everything. And if you look, all the numbers to develop next season's car are going to be in the green. Everything we did is in the green. So we're going ahead and develop. We should have 5 engineers available. Confirm. Boom. There we go. And you look to the right, we have everything that's being done for next season. As far as I know, I don't think we're going to have enough time to research anything else, but we should still be good. So based off of the projects going into next season, we research underfloor, we research rear wing, and we research front wing. So I'll let you see, just based off of those 3 parts, focusing on that, let you see how good or how much we're able to compete with everybody else. So I'm going to skip ahead again. Alright, so we fast forward ahead a little bit. We got 2 races left. Research on the underfloor is completed. Let's go ahead and look at the results. Everything's improved. Let's see, go to cars. Car part development. We could start a new project. We could research something new. We haven't done chassis yet. We haven't done side parts. Let's double check underfloor. Let's see if we're able to upgrade this one more time. Try and get some more speed out of that. It's looking like let's see. do. Okay, that's cutting everything into thirds. Speed goes up a little bit more. Let's go ahead and research this. Let's see. I mean, the speed's actually going up a lot. Okay. Alright, let's develop it. So with one engineer, we don't have enough time. 2 engineers, we don't have enough time. 3, we don't have enough time. 4, we don't have enough time. And 5, we don't have enough time. So we can't do that. Let's pick another part. Let's try the suspension. Let's go ahead and go. Just go ahead and select that. We haven't really researched suspension yet, so it's going to go up quite a bit. Let's go ahead and bump all these up. See if we have enough. Yep, there's enough time to do it. So we're going to put our 5 engineers on it, and we'll go ahead and research suspension. Well, let me double check that. We got 9 days until the wing is done, the rear wing. And then we'll see if we have enough time to do another part. We got 5 million in the bank. Facilities, how we looking? Level 4 for Design Century. Wind tunnels at level 3. We don't have enough money to upgrade that. The CFD simulator is almost done. Just 2 days left. Suspension. I went ahead and added that one to try and get that to level 2. 36 days left. I could possibly do this one, but like I said, I want to have some money carried over to next season. So let me go ahead and see. I believe we have 2 races left. And I think I'm going to need to save every bit. Yep, I can't spend any money on these last 2 races if I want to be able to develop parts for next season. So let's go ahead and simulate again. CFD simulator is done. Okay, it's bumping up our productivity on that. Nice. Okay, that's good. Alright, so I am going to knock out these races right quick, and I'll get right back to you guys. Alright guys, so we skipped ahead to the last race of the season. I'm only letting you see the ending. That way you can see how bad we are this year and compare it to the very next race of next season. Like, it's a night and day difference of how research and parts makes a huge difference. Like, huge. So let you see, no points. We didn't do anything all year. They were still clapping as if they were happy just because we finished and didn't wreck the car. So this is end of season 1 right now. Oh, this is end of season 1. Ferrari finished in first, Red Bull's in second. Those are the drivers on the left of who did good. This is our board review. We failed. We finished in last. We were supposed to get 9th, but we finished in last. We still got to keep ours. Now the long-term objective, score points in 50% of season races. Like next season, that's going to be very easy. You'll see. We got 2 seasons to do it, but next season we're going to be top 10 in almost every race. Board confidence is still medium, even though we were in last place in every race. This is letting us know about the pit crew, what's going on with them. Regulation changes, what we voted on. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. We're going to try and get to the end of the season. Staff changes. Our staff is good because everybody, well, except for the engineering, but everybody else is good until 26, but when Logan's contract expires, I'll have a decision to make to switch Oscar over to car driver number 2 to take Logan's spot if Logan doesn't progress the way I need him to. Let's go ahead and check out actually, we don't need to mess with develop points right now. We can leave all that stuff. Facilities, we got 17 million. We're not going to buy anything else because, like I said, we need to save that money going into next season. Front wing has been researched. That's good. Suspension got researched. Okay. Let's go ahead and move forward. Suspension simulator is done. Nice. We're not going to worry about anything right now. We're just trying to get to the end of the season. Well, the season is over. We're just trying to get to the start of the new season. So we researched side parts. That one's done. Now you can't do anything with this right now. There's nothing for us to do. It's letting us know that we have hours remaining, but we don't have enough time. Boardrooms in poor shape. Unused scouts. Now we're going to start next season. This is very important. Sponsor obligations. Now, when it comes to merchandising, I bumped this up to the max because this is product that we sell. We want the most amount of units to get the most amount of money in return. Now, race simulator event. The more events you have, you make more money, but it takes away from the drivers learning to get better. So I'm going to make sure that's at the lowest number of events. Race hospitality, make sure that's at the lowest number of events. Because the more events you have, more money, but it hurts your team. Make sure that's the least amount of events. Driver appearance. Now, I already know Theo is doing pretty good. Logan is falling behind a little bit, so I'm going to set this to have Logan take on all the media experience. That way it hurts him more, because I have a feeling we're going to probably get rid of him. Let's go ahead and make the number of events down to the least amount. Confirm the changes and move on. I'm going to confirm. Move on. These are our objectives for next season. This is going to be our payroll balance. Technical. This is our financial. And sporting changes. So double points last race of the year is pretty much the only thing that changed. Down here, when we vote on gearboxes, we want to vote for more of these, because as you can see, we damage them, we end up having to take a penalty to have to buy more. So whenever this comes available, we're going to try and bump those up. Now, powertrain, this is important too. Ferrari is the second fastest. At the top it says 95%, but everything is at 50% as far as wear and tear, which is good, but it's not as strong as the Red Bull motor. The Red Bull motor is strong, but stuff is going to break. So right now I'm looking for speed. I'll deal with stuff when it breaks, so I'm going to go with the Red Bull. We had the Mercedes, and if you look, it's at 90%. It's set up to be the lowest power motor here, so that contributed to us being in last all the time. We're going to skip ahead. Agree to have the Red Bull motor. Let's see, we're going to check our inbox. Now, the ATR period opens today, and that's very important. You don't want to hit right trigger to mess that up, because if you simulate, you're going to lose days of parts being done. You're going to go to parts development. We already know that you want to design these parts because you want them ready for the first race. So we already know that underfloor made the most amount of speed. We got 6.9. We can do 2.3 because we're going to split it into 3 parts to share between the other 3 parts that need to be made. Now we got 92 over here. I'm going to do 32 hours in a tunnel. That way it leaves 30 each for the remaining parts I might have researched. And see, fitted, it's at 71. And with us putting a new part, it's going to be at 75. Now look over to the right. Last season we were at 70. we were at 373 as far as speed at the beginning of the season, 373.08. Now, starting off the new season, we're about to be at 375. And I told you this at the start of the video, we need to be at 375 to keep up with these guys. Let's go ahead and continue. We're going to bump all these up. Let's see if we can hit 375. We're not going to do it, but that's okay because we still have to do the rear wing. The rear wing is going to put us well over 375. We got 15 engineers. We're going to use 5 of them. We want to go all the way to intense. We're going to pay the extra money, but we need that expertise factor so it contributes to making more parts in the future. Let's go ahead and confirm this, pay the $4 million. Now you see at the bottom how I said we need to have $15 million. This is where it comes into play so we can get this stuff made. So the underfloor is taken care of. Let's go to rear wing. We want some more speed. We're going to do 2.3. That should leave us with 2.3 for the next part. Go to wind tunnel. We're going to do 30. That leaves us with 30 for the other part. Now look at the speed. It's at 374.86. It's not going to go to the 390 because the other part isn't in it yet. This is based off of the old specs. I'm going to bump all these up. We're going to do 5 engineers. We're going to do intense for the expertise. We're going to pay the 3.3 million to get this underway. Now keep in mind, after paying all this money to have this stuff designed, you still have to pay again for manufacturing, so we have these things produced for the first race. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, what's chassis looking like? It goes up 2 points with chassis, front wing, only 1 point with front wing, side pod. It's going to go up 3 points with side pod suspension. It's going to go up 2 points. I'm going to go with front wing just because that's pretty important for turning and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and make the front wing. This isn't really going to affect our top speed much, but as far as handling, it's going to play a huge role. So put all focus up on all of these. X to continue. Use the 5 engineers. We're going to go to intense. Pay the 3 million. Boom. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to drivers. Development points. We don't really need to mess with that yet. Don't need to mess with these guys yet. Everything's good because all we care about right now is getting the parts done. So we're going to right click to continue. Now before the first race, there's a lot of time that goes by that gives us plenty of time to get these parts made. And at the bottom right, with the sponsorship obligations, our amount of money went up. So the rear wing is finished. What we're going to do now, front wing is finished. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the warehouse. We're going to go to front wing, click on front wing. We're going to go to manufacturer. We're going to need, I want to say we're going to need 8 of these. So we're going to make 8. Good. We're going to go to rear wing because the rear wing got finished. Rear wing, we're only going to need 6. So let's just go with 6 on the rear wing. Confirm. Yeah. Let's go to our email, check that out. Just saying unused scouts. Up and coming driver. Now there's nothing really for us to do right now, so we're going to right click and continue, skip ahead. Alright, so we stopped the simulation. You got to remember to stop it because it's not going to stop on its own because a new ATR period opens. So what that means is you can go over to cars, products and development. Now keep in mind with the upgrade we can only do 3 at a time. We still got 1 left in the yellow. The blue don't count because that's part of manufacturing. That's going to be a whole separate building. But as far as the design century, We got 2 left. We are going to go new project, design. We're going to go ahead and do chassis. We'll go 2.3. That leaves us with time left for another part. I'm just going to do 30 hours. That way it saves enough hours to split the rest up. Bump the focus all the way up. Go ahead and develop this. We're going to go 5 engineers. And we're going to go intense. Boom, let's get that going. Design one more part. We're going to go with, let's go with suspension. We're going to go 2.3 hours. We're going to do 30. Hit X to continue. We're going to focus everything up. Now I'm going to hit the right bumper real quick. That way you can see what we're looking like on the grid. These numbers ain't going to go up. I mean, they're going to be pretty good, but we didn't install the new parts yet. This is just based off of the standard car we had already researched. So already out the gate, because of all the research, it's decent, but we're trying to make it even better than what it is. So let's go ahead and do 5 engineers, intense training or intense research. Go ahead and submit that. We're going to skip ahead now. The rear wing is completely manufactured, so we can go ahead and install that. Go down to warehouse, hit rear wing. We can go install on car 1, install on car 2. Now the front, even though it didn't say it was done, because it wants to do all 8, but you still got some that's done. So we can install that on car 1 and car 2. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. Now the design for the underfloor is complete. Now we want the underfloor to be used in the very first race. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to warehouse, go to the underfloor, and we're going to click on it, do manufacture, but we're going to do emergency only on 2. That way we have 2 available for the very next race. We're going to hit X to confirm. Now they're ready right away. We can go ahead and install those. Now we hit manufacture. On normal, quantity is going to be 4, just in case it gets into an accident we need another one. So we're going to do 4 and confirm. That way we have the ones installed for the up and coming race, and we have some in production in case after the race. So far everything's good. Let's go to drivers, make sure the development points are being used. Like I said, we're only going to put these on cornering. That's it. At least for right now, until we get these up to about 95. Look at this guy. He's already at 90. Wow. He's going to be a beast if I ever let him drive. Go to staff. Tech guy, I want him to make a super strong underfloor because that's where our top speed's coming from. This guy, drag reduction, that affects our top speed too. We're going to have him focus on that. The race engineer, 1 development point. We put it on feedback because you know how people practice and do the qualifying and stuff like that to get the percentage up for the driver's feedback on if the car is handling right or not. As long as you have the feedback high, you don't really need to sit there and mess with all that. You can if you want to, but get these guys in the 90s and they'll do it for you. So we're going to go ahead and skip ahead. Front wing is done. We are going to skip ahead again. Targets for next race. Jump right into race weekend. Now this is the whole point of this video, of me having you
Welcome to the archipelago
sit through all that boringness of picking out what stuff to do. Is pretty much for me to show you that by just focusing on just those components, your team is pretty good. And I'm not doing any practicing, I'm not doing any qualifying.
Welcome back as we continue.
Look at the practice numbers. These fools are in the top 15. I'm not doing anything. This is just because I'm giving them a kick-ass car. And look at their lap time. It's only 1 second off the best time. Then they have much better cars than us. But because I'm focusing on speed, we're getting our cars up there. It's only off by 0.2 because of the drive, or 0.1 because of the driver's ability. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. See where these guys qualify at. Boom, there we go. One guy didn't make the cut. The other guy finished in 9th in qualifying. I'm not doing anything. The only thing I'm doing is giving them a good car to use. We're going to go to race. Same thing I did the whole last season. Put all these compounds on medium. Leave everything else. I don't think it's going to rain. Nope, it's not going to rain.
A partly clear.
And that's pretty much
Here
it,
we
guys.
go with the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
So that's the trick. That's all you have to do in your first season to get these guys competing in the top 10. You don't need to sit there and stress yourself out over trying to get
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
these guys like practicing and qualifying. No, just focus on the right stuff to get the car fast, and everything else will take care of itself. But once you have a fast car, now when you get into practicing and qualifying, you'll be able to tweak some things to get them to run consistently in the top 3. But that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll try and make more for you guys. See ya.